Just to be sure, there's a spoiler. The Rick, the Mort, and the Ugly has been Rick and Morty Season 8's most unique episode so far, and the post-credits scene expertly paid off a hilarious joke involving the Rick clones. Much like Rick and Morty Season 8, Episode 2's post-credits scene, the Rick, the Mort, and the Ugly concluded by following up on a seemingly meaningless gag, offering a fun end to the story. The episode barely featured the main protagonists, but there were plenty of alternate versions of them involved in the chaotic plot, with the Rick clones being presented as the main villains. After Rick and Morty Season 8's trailer teased the Citadel returning, Episode 3 explored what happened to the location as well as all the clones who returned there. While the Mortys had their own peaceful town full of refugees, the Rick clones attempted to rebuild the Citadel by kidnapping the Morty clones and forcing them to work, setting up a central conflict. Fortunately, Homesteader Rick fought back against the Rick clones and helped free the enslaved Mortys, but his arrival in enemy territory introduced a seemingly throwaway gag that surprisingly got expanded on during the entertaining post-credits scene. Welcome to Movie Spy. The Rick, the Mort, and the Ugly post-credits scene ends with the boxing dice continuing their fight. The silly gag from earlier in the episode surprisingly continued into the post-credits scene. Just before Homesteader Rick starts his firefight with the Rick clones, a trio of Ricks are spotted playing a dice game. While the rules are unclear, the two dice grow arms and legs after being rolled before subsequently beginning a fight. One die knocks out the other, prompting the cloned Rick to angrily shout, "Damn it, that's not a 6, and throw a bottle that Homesteader Rick catches before shooting the clone. This appeared to be the end of the joke, a seemingly silly game that perfectly captured the show's quirky nature. But the post-credits scene provided a twist. After the Ricks are wiped out and their community is destroyed, the two dice climb out of the rubble, looking out into the sunset together in a seemingly wholesome ending. However, they slowly turn towards each other before one punches the other, continuing their fight as the episode comes to an end. It was a funny yet unexpected way to end the episode, and the franchise continuing its signature style of humor is exactly why Rick and Morty Season 8's reviews have been so good. While seeing the two mice escape the ruins of the Citadel and putting their differences aside would have provided a warmer climax, their decision to rekindle their feud actually fell perfectly in line with the true ending of The Rick, the Mort, and the Ugly. Rick and Morty's post-credits scene mimics the episode's real ending, the bittersweet nature of the dice continuing their fight matches the conclusion to Arcade Morty's story. Fittingly, the post-credits scene aligns perfectly with Rick and Morty Season 8, Episode 3's real conclusion, despite the scenes being so different. While the two dice helping one another out from the debris signaled a positive, heartfelt ending, their decision to continue punching each other actually provided a more bittersweet close, just like Rick and Morty's arrival before the credits. After Homesteader Rick sacrifices himself to destroy the Rick clones, the freed Morty clones each head to their own location where they feel welcomed and accepted. However, Arcade Morty opts to return to the episode's original location. Here, he makes graves for Homesteader Rick and Doc Morty, honoring their role in granting the other Morty clones their freedom. The scene provided an emotional but satisfying ending, only to be disrupted by the protagonists. The show's main Morty arrives looking for his fidget spinner before he and Rick accuse Arcade Morty of killing Homesteader Rick and burning down his house. Before Arcade Morty can explain what really happened, Morty finds his toy and leaves with Rick full of positivity, completely oblivious to everything that happened while they were gone. Both the true ending and the post-credits scene look as though they will end on warmer notes, only to catch the audience off guard with an abrupt change of pace that intentionally ruins that mood. Each scenario is a perfect demonstration of Rick and Morty's cynical nature, and both conclusions to the Rick, the Mort, and the Ugly feel like appropriate ways to close out Season 8's most interesting episode yet. Thanks for watching.